The Legend of the Sky Dragons. Part 2. The Final Awakening. The dust had barely settled from the intense battle between Aren, his dragon Shira, and the dark dragon they had faced in the Sky Temple. Although the dark dragon had been defeated, something still felt wrong. Deep down, Aren knew their journey wasn't over. The prophecy they had uncovered only revealed half of the truth. There was more to it, and the real danger was yet to come. Aren and Shira stood at the edge of the abyss, looking down into the massive crater left behind by the battle. The ancient ruins of the Sky Temple crumbled around them, and Aren could feel an unsettling energy lingering in the air. Something dark still lurked in the shadows, waiting to be unleashed. Suddenly, a deep rumble echoed from below, sending tremors through the ground. Shira let out a warning growl, her scales bristling with tension. Aren's heart pounded in his chest as he glanced at the walls of the temple, where ancient symbols had begun to glow faintly. It was then that he saw it. Hidden among the murals depicting the rise of the Sky Dragons was an untold chapter of the prophecy. It showed not just a battle between dragons, but a much darker force, a shadow that had been sealed away for millennia, waiting for its chance to return. The true enemy wasn't the Sky Dragon, but something far more ancient and powerful, the Shadow Dragon, a creature of pure darkness that could consume both dragons and humans alike. The dark dragon they had faced earlier had only been a puppet, controlled by this malevolent force. Aren's pulse quickened as he realized the truth. The prophecy was never about just the Sky Dragon, he murmured, his voice barely audible. It's about something much worse, something that was sealed away long ago. Before he could react, the ground beneath them shifted, and a hidden passage opened up, leading deep into the earth. Aren and Shira exchanged a glance. They knew what they had to do. With a steady breath, Aren mounted Shira, and together they descended into the darkness below, following the ancient path that had been revealed. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the earth, the air grew colder, and the walls of the tunnel pulsed with an eerie, dark energy. Shadows danced in the corners of Aren's vision, and he could feel a malevolent presence growing stronger with each step they took. The passage led them to a vast underground chamber, a forgotten valley, untouched by time. In the center of the valley stood a massive stone altar, and looming above it was a terrifying sight, the Shadow Dragon, bound by ancient chains of light. The creature's scales were as black as night, and its eyes glowed with a dangerous otherworldly power, but the chains that held it were weak, and Aren could see that it was only a matter of time before the creature broke free. Before Aren could move, a familiar voice echoed through the chamber, sending a chill down his spine. I see you found your way here, Aren. A figure stepped out of the shadows, a man cloaked in black armor, his face hidden beneath a hood. It was Kale, once a trusted friend of Aren's father, now corrupted by the darkness he had sought to destroy. Kale, Aren whispered in shock. You're behind all of this? Kale's lips curled into a sinister smile. The prophecy was never about the Sky Dragon, he said, his voice dripping with malice. It was about the return of the Shadow Dragon, the true source of power. I've waited years for this moment, and now, with its awakening, I will rule both dragons and men alike. Aren's heart sank as the truth hit him. Kale had twisted the prophecy to his own ends, using the fear of the Sky Dragon to distract everyone from the real threat, the return of the Shadow Dragon. He had been the one manipulating events from the beginning, setting everything in motion for this moment. You betrayed my father, Aren growled, his hands tightening around the hilt of his sword. And you betrayed our world. Kale let out a dark chuckle. Your father was weak, just like you. He didn't understand the true potential of the Shadow's power, but I do. With a wave of his hand, the chains around the Shadow Dragon began to crack and break, the creature stirring as it prepared to rise. Aren felt a surge of panic, but he steadied himself. He couldn't let Kale's plan succeed. With a sharp command, he and Shira leaped into action, charging toward Kale with everything they had. Shira let out a deafening roar as they soared into the sky, her wings blazing with light. The battle erupted in a storm of fury. Kale, now fully consumed by the darkness, summoned dark magic to enhance his strength, striking at Aaron with waves of shadow energy. The shadow dragon, now free from its chains, rose into the air, its massive wings casting a dark shadow over the entire valley. Shira fought valiantly against the monstrous dragon, but its power was overwhelming, and every strike seemed to sap her strength. Aaron could feel the weight of the battle pressing down on him. He was outmatched. Kale's dark power was growing stronger with each passing moment, and the shadow dragon's fury was relentless. But then, amidst the chaos, Aaron remembered his father's words. The bond between a rider and their dragon is unbreakable. Together, you can face anything, even the darkest of shadows. With renewed determination, Aaron called out to Shira, their bond strengthening in that moment of desperation. As their hearts and minds connected, Aaron felt a surge of energy, a power deep within both of them that had been lying dormant. It was the true power of the sky dragons. Golden light began to radiate from Shira's scales, her form transforming as the spirit of the sky dragon awakened within her. The once feared power of the sky dragons was not one of destruction, but of hope and courage. Together, Aaron and Shira became a beacon of light in the darkness, their combined energy growing stronger with each heartbeat. Kale's eyes widened in shock as the light enveloped them. "No! It can't be!" he snarled. But it was too late. With a cry of determination, Aaron and Shira unleashed their full power in a brilliant burst of light, aimed directly at the shadow dragon. The impact was devastating. The light pierced through the shadow dragon's heart, and with a final earth-shaking roar, the dark creature disintegrated into ash. Kale, too, was consumed by the light, his form crumbling as the darkness that had once controlled him was obliterated. The valley fell silent as the storm clouds parted, revealing a clear blue sky. The shadow of the dark prophecy had finally been lifted. Aaron and Shira descended from the sky, exhausted but victorious. As they landed, Aaron looked up at the horizon, the weight of the prophecy no longer heavy on his shoulders. The world had been saved, not through the power of destruction, but through the unbreakable bond between a dragon rider and his dragon. "The darkness has passed," Aaron whispered, a soft smile on his face. "But the legend of the sky dragons will live on." Together, Aaron and Shira flew off into the distance, ready to lead their world into a new era, one where dragons and humans would live in harmony once more, free from the shadows of the past.